Hello, this is Janice Jakes, the owner and founder of the Fitness Fest Conference and Expo. Here we are with Sarah Holiona. Holiona, did I say that right? Yes, with CPH Insurance, and they are one of our vendors, one of our sponsors at the Virtual Fitness Fest Expo. And we've gotten so many questions from our fitness professionals about insurance, insurance as far as virtual and for insurance as far as live, because things have changed so much during COVID. So we want to be sure that you check out Virtual Fitness Fest Expo with CPH Insurance so that you can get some answers. You can get some answers to your questions and make sure you're covered liability-wise. So I'm going to welcome to Virtual Fitness Fest, Sarah. Thank you for taking the time and being one of our vendors and sponsors during this exciting and challenging time. We'll just use the word exciting there too. So what is professional liability insurance? Let's just start with that question, Sarah.
Sure. So it's basically coverage for your professional services. So the work that you're doing as a fitness instructor. I guess sometimes it can be called malpractice insurance or errors and omissions. It's basically just there to cover you if you are sued by a client for the service you provided to them. So CPH, we provide your legal defense as well as paying out any settlement that might be owed in a case.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that. And what coverage does CPH offer? Can you tell us about that?
It's both individual coverage and business coverage. So if you are an individual just looking to get coverage for your employed work or any work that you're doing as a contractor, we can cover you, as well as for businesses. So if you employ trainers and instructors, we can cover your entire business. Our coverage is portable, so it does follow you wherever you can legally practice in the US. And it does follow you, I guess it's not location specific, so it'll follow you to clients' homes or even practicing in your own studio. So we do have what's called occurrence coverage. So that means it's lifetime coverage for the policy period. So if there's a claim or suit that is brought against you, as long as you were insured at the time of the incident that resulted in the claim, you will still have that coverage forever, even if you have the policy for just 1 year.
All right. Thank you. I'm glad you mentioned US, because in the beginning of our conversation, you mentioned Arizona, which is where we both reside. But we've got a lot of, people from all over the country who are wondering this too. So, and this, of course, is for instructors and personal trainers, like you said, clients in-home. A lot of people are doing in-home. A lot of people are doing virtual stuff. So you've got coverage for that kind of thing?
Yes, so the standard policy, it automatically covers virtual services. So whether that's, live video, online video streaming, or if it's even a pre-recorded course, that is covered by the policy.
Perfect, because I think that's a big question that we've had recently and we will have over the weekend. So if someone has multiple certifications, do they need a separate policy to cover each one? For example, if they're, yoga instructor, personal training, group fitness, can you clarify that for us?
We cover all of your certifications on one policy. So as long as CPH, as long as it's a covered occupation, or as long as it's an occupation that we can cover, you can add them all to one policy at no additional cost, and they will all be covered. It is pretty common for, at least in the fitness industry, for people to have multiple things like, Tai Chi, or also being a health coach or a nutritionist.
Right.
And all of those.
Right. Good to know. And in this day and age, we're trying to make it as fitness professionals. So getting new formats and new certifications is something that's pretty popular, pretty hot topic right now. So that's good to know. What kinds of things can fitness professionals be sued for?
Sure. So mainly in the fitness industry, it's injury. So if your client is injured from a session that you're doing with them, we'll see things like if you're showing them how to do an exercise and they somehow lose their balance and like sprain their ankle, and then they claim, you didn't show me how to do this properly, or the instruction wasn't sufficient. That can be one kind of suit. Or Even if they strain a muscle while you're exercising with them, they can say, you pushed me too hard and you should have known better than to let me get to or push me to that level. Some claims can even be related to, or things that are not related to the services you're providing. So if someone just trips on a weight that's left out in the gym, or if there's maybe like a puddle of water from someone's water bottle and they slip on that, sometimes they'll try and name, the gym as well as you in the lawsuit just because you were their trainer.
Yeah, people are kind of so happy. It always reminds me of the hot coffee McDonald's story that went out several years ago. They said McDonald's, the coffee was too hot. Okay, that's a duh, right? Yeah. So, okay, thank you for that. Let's kind of talk about some COVID-19 questions that might come up that you might be able to help us with. Are you covered for COVID-related claims?
Sure. So we have been told by our insurance carrier that they expect that most COVID-related claims will be covered by the policy. So I mean, I guess it does depend on any
situation
and the allegations of the claim, as with any claim. But if someone is trying to sue you for professional liability and saying that they contracted COVID at your gym or from you, they do expect those will be covered. So they aren't implementing anything that will restrict COVID claims.
That's good to know. You guys sound like you're very comprehensive and you really know your stuff, and you're taking the time to be personal. And a lot of times people just have questions, so I'm sure they can go to you over the weekend. Set up a time to talk to you at Virtual Fitness Fest or any other time beside that you can answer questions, because I think it's always questions and understanding it, and you understand your company and you understand the world of insurance. And a lot of us don't, right? We just sign on the dotted line. So will I be covered about telehealth and virtual? Well, we already talked about the virtual sessions, but the telehealth situation, and that's pretty going on a lot right now. So maybe that's the same thing as virtual, maybe.
Right. So the same thing there, as long as you are legally able to provide telehealth services with your certification or license, it is covered. So you don't have to add anything additional to the policy to be covered.
Right. Well, I'm glad you clarified that also. It's like we need to not go out of our scope of practice. So if I'm a water aerobics instructor and, I can't be covered by any insurance if I'm doing, Reiki, which of course I don't do. So we got to be smart and reasonable about this. So I appreciate that. Is there anything else you want to add to our conversation and about Virtual Fitness Fest and about your company and your policies?
I think that would be it. If anyone has any questions, feel free to definitely reach out during the Fitness Fest or go to our website. It's cphins.com. Or you can even just give us our office a call. We have excellent customer service. We don't have any phone menus. So if you call us, you'll reach a licensed agent within 2 rings.
A real person? What's
Yes.
up with that? I love it. Thank you. Well, thank you for your time. And we'll see you at Virtual Fitness Fest.